Hello, Reds fans. Welcome to the YNWA Transfer News Channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your daily latest news.
Liverpool Transfer News Live Alexander Isak Update, Anthony Gordon Stance, Rodrygo latest. Arne Slot's side confirmed their seventh summer signing on Wednesday as the Reds announced the signing of Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt in a deal worth around £69 million plus £10 million in add-ons. Ekitike underwent a medical on Tuesday in London before putting the finishing touches on a 6-year deal, and he will now fly out to join his new teammates on the Hong Kong leg of their pre-season tour of Asia. The France Under-21s international follows Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Armin Pexi, Freddie Woodman and Georgi Mamardashvili, whose £29 million agreement with Valencia was struck last year, through the Anfield doors. Ekitike's move has taken the club's spending to over £250 million. The arrival of Ekitike could also expedite the expected departure of Darwin Núñez, who has interest from Al Hilal of the Saudi Pro League and Milan. There is also the potential for Luis Diaz to leave amid interest from Barcelona and Bayern Munich, with the Reds bracing for another approach from the latter. Any departure for the Colombia international would also strengthen links with Rodrygo, a forward seemingly out of favor at Real Madrid under their new head coach, Xabi Alonso. According to a report from Fishages, Liverpool are working on a deal for Crystal Palace centre-back Mark Guéhi. Oliver Glasner's side value the England international at around £50 million. Palace are open to negotiating with Guéhi having less than 12 months left on his contract at Selhurst Park, but they are hoping to receive a realistic and generous offer for the former Chelsea defender. It's added that Liverpool are not stopping in the summer transfer window, despite taking their outlay to above £250 million with the £69 million plus £10 million add-ons signing of Hugo Ekitike on Wednesday. Isak twist. Alexander Isak has not travelled out to Singapore with the rest of his Newcastle United teammates for their pre-season tour. The Magpies face Arsenal, a K-League 11 and Tottenham while out in Southeast Asia. But the 25-year-old, who has been linked with a summer move to Liverpool, is nursing a minor thigh problem and has been held back. He also didn't feature against Celtic last Saturday. Atlanta are expected to step up their interest in signing Liverpool outcast Federico Chiesa this summer, according to Caught Offside. The 27-year-old, who has struggled for regular game time since he moved to Anfield from Juventus last August, could leave the Reds before the end of the transfer window. And Atlanta, who finished third in Serie A last season, are emerging as the favourites to secure the Italy international's signature. La DA are keen to strengthen their forward line and have identified Chiesa as a top target. Liverpool have not given up in their pursuit of agreeing a new contract for Ibrahima Konate amid interest from Real Madrid, as per Foot Mercato. Konate has less than 12 months on his deal at Anfield, and there is concern that he could follow Trent Alexander-Arnold to quit the Reds for real after running down his contract. But Arne Slot's side are looking to do everything in their power to prevent losing Konate for free and have presented the Frenchman with a new contract proposal. Konate has resisted Liverpool's approaches to renew his current deal, and it remains to be whether he will accept their new offer or stick it out and wait for real next summer. Newcastle United's Anthony Gordon would be willing to join Liverpool as a potential replacement for Luis Diaz if all parties could agree on a deal, according to TBR Football. Bayern Munich are desperate to sign Diaz, 28, and are planning a new and improved bid for the Colombian, after the Reds rejected their first offer believed to be in the region of £58.5 million. Should Liverpool decide to sell Diaz, they would need to sign a replacement, and Gordon has been long linked with a move to Anfield, after impressing in the Premier League for several years. Despite coming through the ranks at Everton, Gordon is a lifelong Liverpool fan and would be prepared to make the switch back to Merseyside, having come close to signing for the Reds last summer. Newcastle are said to be looking for around £100 million to consider the 24-year-old's departure from St James Park. Gordon scored 9 goals and added 7 assists in 42 matches last season. Despite completing the £79 million signing of Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt on Wednesday, Liverpool have not given up on completing a record-breaking deal for Newcastle United's Alexander Isak. Echo understands that the Reds are still monitoring developments of Isak and want to bring him to Anfield alongside Ekitike to create a new-look attack ahead of the 2025-26 season. Isak is considered as Arne Slot's dream signing at Liverpool but would cost in excess of £120 million, a fee that would signal the second time the Reds have smashed their transfer record after Florian Wirtz arrived in a package worth around £116 million earlier in the transfer window. Frankfurt message to Hugo Ekitike. Eintracht Frankfurt have sent a classy message to Hugo Ekitike after the striker completed a move to Liverpool. The Reds confirmed the signing of the striker this evening, after agreeing a deal worth up to £79 million including add-ons. Frankfurt's sporting director Markus Krösche has now explained why he is delighted to see Ekitike join Liverpool. Roberto Firmino secures new club as Liverpool hero makes Saudi Arabia transfer exit. Roberto Firmino is on the move again, with the Liverpool hero's departure from Saudi Arabia having now been confirmed. The Brazilian left the Reds back in 2023 at the end of his contract at Anfield, bringing the curtain down on 8 years with the club, during which time he formed an incredible attacking trio alongside Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. He made the move to Al Ahly, where he helped the Saudi side to a first-ever AFC Champions League elite title last season. Firmino provided assists for both of his club's goals in the win over Japan's Kawasaki Frontale in the final in May, and became the first player alongside teammates Riyad Mahrez and Edouard Mendy to win continental titles in Asia and Europe. His time in the Pro League though has come to an end, with his departure from Al Ahly confirmed on Wednesday. Firmino has now made the move to Qatar, joining Al Sadd on a 2-year deal. His new club is the reigning Qatar Stars League champion, with Firmino set to go for the Champions League elite again next season. Al Sadd is Qatar's most successful club, having claimed 18 league titles, as well as winning the Champions League elite twice, most recently in 2011. Firmino makes the move after scoring 21 goals and adding 17 assists in 65 appearances during his time with Al Ahly, having signed a 3-year deal with the club after joining from Liverpool. "I'm happy because we made history at the club during these 2 years together," the 33-year-old said in a farewell video released by the Saudi club. "The best moment was to become the champions of Asia. I'm very grateful for this." Firmino remains a hugely popular figure at Liverpool, having been part of the side that won the Champions League and Premier League in successive years under Jurgen Klopp in 2019 and 2020. Explaining why he left the club in 2023, the Brazilian wrote in his book Si Senor. "My Liverpool years. It wasn't a war. It was just a difference in understanding about what I could offer to Liverpool. I reflected a lot and realized that God's plan was to take me somewhere else. The signs were all there since that conversation with Pastor Daniel and Maceo. I had been stubborn. God didn't want me to stay in Liverpool, but I was insisting. I didn't listen. But I couldn't avoid it anymore. It was time to accept. I decided it was time to seek another challenge for myself, another purpose. My time at Liverpool had come to an end." Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.